this is called beast. Your knees are directly underneath your hips. You're pushing away from the floor so we're not sinking into our shoulders. Lifting away. And I just want you to hold it here for a moment. So, tighten your core. And now from here, I want you to push back to plank. And then come back into beast. What I want you to concentrate on is what your hips are doing. So they're not rocking. You have to control it with your core as you bring your feet out. Now, if coming out to plank is too much and you're rocking still, just hold it here in beast. Just tighten your core, draw your belly button to your spine, and just hold, right? Otherwise, I want you to bring it out and in. Out and in. You're out and in. You have 2 more, and then we're going to move on to our next move. So we did ski abs before, where we hopped up side to side. We're going to slow them down a little bit. So I'm going to turn a little bit so that you can see. Your right foot can come out. Left foot's going to kind of tap in and then come back to plank. So we're going to stay on one side. Tap it in and go back. So this is working the leg, the obliques of the leg that comes up second. So we tap up, crunch, and back. Tap up, crunch, and back. So if I go back to where I was at, tap, crunch. I want you to stay on one side. So you're working one oblique, one side I should say. You have 8 more on this side, and then we're going to switch and go the other way. So 6 more, 5 more, 3, 2, I gave you one less. Last one. Now go the other way. So step, tap, and come back. Tap, and come back. So from straight on, you keep going. I'm stepping wide. That foot's tapping in, and I'm coming straight back to plank. So tap, and back. Keep going. Don't stop just quite yet. You're here. Tap it, and back. You have 8 more, and then we move on. 7, 6, 5, and we're going to take the pressure off our shoulders for our next move. 3, 2, last one. Crunch. Come on down. Spin yourself around, feet are flat on the floor. Now if you have a weight, you can use a weight during this exercise, or just holding your hands overhead is fine as well. So we're going to go slow and controlled. Feet are about hip distance apart, rolling it up. I want you to lift as far up as you can. So I actually want you to come up and then lower back down, nice and slow. So you're coming down 1 vertebrae at a time. Very controlled move. Lift, and then slowly, with control, come all the way back down. See, day 5 isn't too crazy just yet, right? You got this. You're already on your 3rd move. And this is nice and slow, so we're not going to be doing as many reps. And lift. So you want to make sure that you're not using momentum when you come up and down. So by what I mean by that, you're not just, right? Control it as you come down. You're going to give me 2 more, and then we're going to transition to our next exercise. You only have 2 more to go. Last one. Lift up, and I want you to come all the way back down. Arms come overhead. Your next move is called threading the needle. So I'll show you the modification after I show you the move. So you're here in side plank. Your arm is going to come underneath as your hips pike up to the ceiling. So you're working this bottom oblique. So you're going to pike up and then come back down the side plank. So you lift and squeeze and then rotate and come back. So lift and pike up, and rotate and come back. And lift and pike up, and rotate and come back. So I want you to feel it underneath right here. Lift and pike up, and come back. So your modification to that is to put the bottom knee down. So you're still rotating as far, lifting your hips, lifting your rib cage up to the ceiling, and lift up and squeeze, and come back. So if you're here, your legs, just your hips, just lift up to the ceiling and come back. Lift up to the ceiling and come back. 2 more on this side and then we're going to switch. Lift up and come back one last time. Lift up and come back. So now let's go to the other side. You can either flip around or face here. So top leg is in front. Pike those hips up to the ceiling and bring them back. Pike them up and bring them back. Your modification on the side, drop that bottom knee, lift, and come back up. Squeeze, and come back up. You're going to have 4 more on this side, and then we're going to transition back on our back. Last 3. So really lift those hips up, pike them up to the ceiling. You have 1 more. Pike them up, and come down. Last move. It's going to be very simple but controlled like we did before. So legs are straight. Bring them up to the ceiling. All you're doing is reaching for your toes, but we're not going to just sit here like this. I want you to control. Reach, tap those toes and come back down. Reach, tap those toes and come back down. So I want it slower, but I want you to get higher. So we're not just like, oh, I don't want you using momentum. So reach, tap, and come back down. Reach, tap, and come back down. Reach. I don't care how much you flex your feet. Let's get your toes down there, right? Tap and come back down. Reach, tap, and come back down. Lift, squeeze. Lift, squeeze. You have 4 more. And then we're going from the very top. 3, 2, last one. Relax. 1 more time from the very top. And you're done. So you know what we're doing. You know modifications. You can either start in plank or put your shoulders directly over your wrists. Tuck your toes underneath. Your knees are underneath your hips and lift your knees so they're about 1 inch off the floor. From here, you're going to walk back to plank, walk it back in. Walk it out to plank, and walk it back in. So hips stay square to the floor. So what I mean by that is that we're not rocking, right, as we go back and forth. They go out, they come back in. They go out, and they come back in. Out, remember to push away from the floor so that we don't sink down. That's a shoulder injury just waiting to happen. You have 4 more. 4, and out, 3, and out, last 2, last 1, kick it back out, collapse those knees. You can relax for a moment, take some pressure off the shoulders, because we're coming right back up. We have those ski abs on one side, nice and controlled. So once you're ready, come back up to plank. Right or left foot steps out first, other foot taps in, and back to plank. So we're staying on one side. So bring that knee all the way up and crunch, and come back. Crunch, and back. Crunch, and back. Crunch. You have 4 more. That's it. 4, 3, last 2, and now we're going to switch and go the other way. So you're here. Crunch, and back. Crunch. You have 12 for my counters. Keep going. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 4, 3, 2, one more. Nice. Push back if you need to, and then spin yourself around on those shoulders. Hanging in there. You're almost there. Again, arms overhead. If you have a light weight, light dumbbell, you can hold that as well. Arms come up. Reach. That first time, your feet will probably adjust to help you get to that point where you can come up. As soon as you get here, tighten that core and lift. And then come on down. So, you're trying not to use momentum, but you're also trying to keep your feet on the floor. More advanced, you may be able to keep your legs straight and come up and reach. You choose. You can do it either way. Now, if you need to modify this even further, you can have your knees bent and then just come up and reach as far as you can and then come back down. So you choose which one works best for you. Lift. Last one, we are coming all the way back down to our side plank. So, top leg is in front. Your feet are going to stay where they are. Your hips are just going to hike up to the ceiling and open it back up. So you have 8 on each side. That was 1. So pike up. Crunch those obliques. 6 more, we switch sides. Lift and lower. Lift. Last 4. On this side anyway, right? Last 3. Pike them up. 2 more, and then we switch sides. Squeeze those obliques. Last time. Bring them up. Finish the move. Now switch sides. It's only 8, right? You can do that. Remember your modifications if you need your knee down. Otherwise, bring that arm, scoop it underneath. Hips go all the way up to the ceiling and open. All the way up and open. Just 6 more. So we're piking, 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 and opening. Again, here's your modification. You got 5, 4 more, and you have a toe tap, and you're done. Last 3, and you've made it through 5 days. Pike it up. But I hope this isn't the end of our relationship together, right? And open. Come on down. This is it. Checkered flag is coming. Pop those feet up. You ready? I don't care. Flex those toes. Just keep those legs straight. Touch those toes and come back down. Touch. If you want to interlace your thumbs, you can. Help you out a little bit. Reach and lower. Reach and lower. Reach. Can we do 8 more? Of course. 8. 7. 6. 5. Your last 4. Come on. Do it. 4. 3. Remember, we're not using momentum for these last 2. 2. Touch those toes. Last one. Stretch. It out.